Alright, here's the true life story of someone whom I know. There is this other good friend of mine. He is employed. He is very economical. So, him being economical as he is, he thought of coming up with a way of saving money for the future. So, the first thought that crossed his mind was coming up with some sort of money box. You couldn't afford buying a proper money box, so he thought of coming with something affordable. So he thought of using a bottle cover of whiskey to put each and every change coin that he got from the taxi, from the talk shop, wherever. Now, this guy was sharing an apartment with his brother. Within the same complex, there was his friend, and his friend was sharing apartment with his little brother. Now, the guy took the bottle cover of coins, the bottle cover of whiskey filled up with coins, and hiding it somewhere around the apartment which he was sharing with his brother. At some point, his brother and his friend's little brother discovered that money box, and unfortunately they started utilizing the money for whatever it is that they wanted or they needed. As the time goes on, the guy was putting in some coins, but then more than he was growing, he was being anti-progressive, until he perceived in his mind that he was the only one who was doing the deposit, but there was 4 of them, including him. It was him, his brother, his friend, and his friend's little brother that were doing their withdrawal from the same box which he was the only one who was depositing. How unfair is that? Right? Lesson learned. The guy decided to buy a proper, decent money box with the key, with the locker. Then he took the keys and gave the keys to his mother, whom was in a different province from his. And he kept on putting in the coins, and eventually he was able to accomplish his goal of saving money until the end of the year. Now, this story taught me a lesson that our enemies cannot do us any harm from a distance, but the people whom we surround ourselves with, it might be our friends, our relatives, or our family, they can hurt us a whole lot more than our enemies, because a punch from a distance is powerless compared to a punch closer to you. So much so it is even in terms of mentality, heart, and other emotions. We have let so many people have an access through our mind, through our hearts, and as such they have a whole lot of control over our own emotions. They control how we feel because we have let them have so much access through our emotions. We have a whole lot of security safes whereby we secure our cash, our jewelleries, and any other thing that we value. But we forget to protect our minds and our hearts, our emotions. I'm not saying that we need to shut down completely our friends and our relatives or our families. I'm not saying that we need to shut them out or shut them down completely so. No, but we have to learn how to limit their access through how we feel. It is like a cell phone. Let's say your heart or your mind is like a cell phone. and then you give the second person an access. You give them an access. Them having an access through your cell phone, they have control over your cell phone indirectly or directly so. Then if they have an access through your cell phone, they have the ability to change the password. And only them will have an access to your own cell phone. Then they will control it however they want to control it. And you'll be unable to control it because they would have changed the security code or the pattern, if you know what I'm saying. Now, please do me a favor. No matter how trustworthy they may be, no matter how much you trust them, you have to have a barrier. You have to have a limit. You have to limit their access through your heart, through your mind, through your emotions. You shouldn't let them completely have control over how you feel. You need to take your mind and your heart together with your emotions and put them in some sort of a tempered glass whereby they can see it, but they cannot reach it. No matter how hard they try to smash it, they won't have an access through it. And that way, trust me, my friend, you will have a life with abundant happiness. Put it into an experience. Put it into an experiment and see how will the results be. Thank you.